Hey, what's going on, guys? I am here with one of our only lending partner, not one of, with Joey.
Took me a while to
Ciaglia.
get there.
Can I call you Joey or is it Joseph?
Sure, Joey's fine.
I
Joey's
know, I'm
just fine.
kidding. Come on, I feel weird calling you Joseph. So I'm here with Joey Ciaglia of Streamline Loans. Honestly, one of the easiest lenders to work with. Super knowledgeable and on his game. What do you got to say there, Joey?
Well, I appreciate that. You guys are tough customers, but you've welcomed me in. And I got to say that I work with a lot of different agents, and your team is definitely one of my favorites.
I appreciate that, man. You're kissing butt. No, so definitely if you are looking for a loan, Joey's the guy to go to. He's got an amazing team. Honestly, the guys at Streamline, they're a young company, but they do better, I swear to you, than some companies that have been around for 20 years. So obviously I dragged you in here today to talk about one main thing, which is the lending market. What is it like right now? What are rates? I know rates change every hour, every day. And that's like the main, people always call and ask, what are rates? What are rates? Honestly, they change. Is it every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes? Like
multiple times a day with market changes. But, you know, you're right. People call all the time. I love when I get the text, hey, what's today's rate? What consumers need to understand is that rates are predicated upon several things. Credit score, how much somebody's putting down, what's the property type. Condos price out different than single family homes. So there's quite a few differences. We need to have the entire scenario. We could always ballpark it, but I like to get the scenario to provide good pricing that people can understand, because there's also options for discounts. You can buy the rate down further if you want to. Jumbo financing has honestly, a little bit different rate structure.
Completely different if you have buyer A and buyer B. The difference, hey, what's the rate today? It could be a 1% difference between two different people and their situation and their credit and their debt to income ratio and all
Absolutely.
Those things, right?
Well, you look at the different loan types. FHA has a different rate than conventional. Conventional has a different rate than VA. So we have to tailor the program to fit the consumer's needs and then price out accordingly based on their personal situation.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because I know we deal with this. When you do as many deals as both of us do, we all get the same questions, and honestly, that's a good thing to mention. So on that note, what are rates?
So rates are at an all-time low. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me, hey, you need to refi because rates are at the bottom, they're going to go back up, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be living on an island somewhere, because we've seen historic trends in the downward direction for interest rates. Now, we had a little snafu back in February. I can remember the date specifically, February 12th, because that's when they announced that $1.9 trillion relief package, which obviously sent the markets into a little bit of a frenzy. But over the next couple of weeks, the market settled a little bit and rates came back down. We're still writing loans, 30-year fixed rate loans at 2.75% with no buy down. That's not even paying points to buy the loan down. That's par pricing. Usually that's how I'll approach a customer, is par pricing, and give them the option to buy it down further. We're writing 15-year loans at 2 1/8. It's free money, insane. Pretty much.
Yeah.
FHA is holding strong. Those are still fluctuating rate, just under 3%. And then VA. Let's talk about VA for a second, because I think there's a lot of questions around VA, especially for agents. It's an unbelievable program for our veterans. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I've got an offer right now, and I'm tempted to take it, just mostly because it is a veteran.
Yes.
But I saw their interest rate, and it was insanely low.
2%?
Yeah.
We're writing loans 30-year fixed as low as 2% for VA. The other question we get is, what's the loan limit for VA? And I think it surprises people. I probably get 2 or 3 calls a week from agents that I'm not even involved in the deal, but like you, they're getting an offer, looking at it on a $800,000 home, no money down, VA at 2%. Yeah. Can you do that? All day long.
All the way up to $1 million, right?
$1.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've written them at $1.4 million just recently, $1.4 million, no money down. Obviously, the client has to qualify with income for a payment at 100% financing for $1.4 million, but the option's there.
Yeah, that's incredible. And honestly, they deserve it.
Absolutely.
So I think the one thing we didn't touch on is jumbo. With the luxury market taking off as much as it is, especially in Vegas and across the country, there's a lot of people leaving big cities, changing their lives in smaller cities. Vegas is one of those cities. What's the current situation? And if you don't mind, could you explain what a jumbo loan
Sure.
is, and then what the current rates are on a jumbo loan?
I'm glad you asked about that, because as these prices are skyrocketing, we're starting to see more and more jumbo files come across the desk. I'd say in the last 5 years, I probably wrote less than 20% of my business was jumbo. Now it's probably 60% jumbo, 40% conventional.
That's crazy.
So if that tells you the trajectory of the market here.
Your association with Simply Vegas probably helps a little bit too, since we are
the luxury boutique. Yes, definitely.
I'm sure that helps.
So first things first, the conventional jumbo loan limit, conforming jumbo loan limit is $548,250. Anything above that, $1 above that amount is considered jumbo.
We've got Denise walking around behind us. She's back again. Yeah.
She doing paperwork? So
she's cutting deals.
Denise, write that contract. So $1 over $548,250 is considered jumbo. We have a really exciting jumbo program that we just launched. It's been out for about 45 days. It is a 90% loan to value, so 10% down jumbo.
So if I'm buyer A and I want to buy a house for $1.2 million, what would I need to put down in order to buy this $1.2 million house?
$120,000.
Yeah, I know what it is, but I just wanted you to say that out loud. I think a lot of people are surprised by that. They think they have to put $240,000, $350,000 just to buy a house at 1.2, but they don't. Yeah.
Here's the best part: no mortgage insurance at 10% down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On a jumbo. So the interest rates are we're writing jumbo loans right now with 20% down at about 3 1/8, with not a significant amount of money up front. But if you go 90% and you can secure a loan at 3 3/8 or 3 1/2 jumbo, 10% down, no MI, that's a winner.
Yeah,
and we're seeing a lot of people move in that direction, because in some of the super jumbo stuff, the big, the $2, the $3, the $4 million deals, I've written more super jumbo deals in the last 12 months than my entire 20-year career.
Say that again. Super jumbo deals.
Super jumbo deals.
I like the sound of that.
I don't really know what the threshold for super jumbo. I consider anything over 2 million super jumbo.
Yeah.
But I've written
and that
more.
Seems to be the threshold now for a custom home. Like once you cross into that 2 million mark, that seems to now be the new threshold for custom homes.
Absolutely. Here. In previous times when interest rates were higher, the folks that were purchasing those types of homes, they usually paid cash. But now the money's so cheap, these smart investors are wanting their money to work in other places, so they're going into these properties with the least amount down that they can get. They're financing it almost free, and they're letting their money work in other markets. So that's kind of the idea, and we're adapting with those changes as we move along to create programs for buyers to get out there and let their money work for them.
If you were to tell me a year and a half, 2 years ago that you'd be talking about a 10% down, no MI, or mortgage insurance, I would have said no.
You would have thought we were crazy.
Oh, no, heck no, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things changed through COVID, but what we're seeing is, so these lenders, they put, what's the best word I'm looking for? Overlays. So overlays on particular programs when they're trying to maybe cut back in a sense, and those overlays have since been lifted since we're starting to come out on the back end of this thing, and these programs are still opening up, and the rates are better than they've ever been.
So rate-wise, all that is insane, to be honest. But another thing I definitely know a lot of people have questions about is what's the best way for someone to get approved? And honestly, on my end, I know why they should get approved, because when we put an offer in, it makes them look much stronger. They're ready to go, especially if it's a reputable company like Streamline.
Yes.
But what's the best way that I can tell someone to get approved with you guys?
That's another really good question. So we're not the fun guys to talk to.
No,
you're the fun guy to talk to, right?
I get to show shiny pennies.
Yes.
They walk in a house, they're excited, and then they have to talk to you.
Exactly. So consumers shop with their eyes first, right? They want to go out, they want to see the house. The best way to do it is figure out what you can afford first, come talk to us, then we'll put you out there with the shiny penny guy, and you can go see all these beautiful homes. unfortunately, most of the time, that process is done backwards. That's why lenders, we're always prospecting the agents, and the agents are always prospecting the clients, because you're marketing to them, we're marketing to you guys to let you know what we can offer. But it is so important, and I'm probably, you know, I preach this every single day with some of my guys that are a little bit newer in the business. Take your time doing the pre-qualification. There's a lot of lenders in town.
And read it.
And read it.
Yeah, I think one thing that's a good point is, even a lot of times with our clients, for my whole team, we always talk about the fact that, okay, you're ready to go. Do you know what this is going to cost you? And that's usually when we try to get in with you right away, because we don't want them shopping around, getting excited. They're looking at a house for $800 and they find out they don't want to pay that much.
That's true.
And then they're down to $650, and now they just spent 3 months, 4 months, 5 months on a home that, one, either they can't afford, or two, it's not the payment that they thought it would be, because they ran a calculator on bankrate.com or
the Streamline website.
Or the Streamline. But those are never accurate completely, because you have all the things you talked about: credit, debt to income. Like, some people may make a lot of money, but they have a lot of debt, and that doesn't help.
That doesn't help. The biggest mistake that I see with pre-qualification process from any lender is self-employed. Self-employed it takes a very specific calculation to make sure that a borrower qualifies. I can't tell you how many conversations we have to have with folks that tell you, I made $1 million last year. My business made $1 million. Well, your business didn't make $1 million. It made $1 million, but you paid tax on $50,000. So unfortunately, we have to qualify you based on what your net income was. And there's a way to get to that. You know, are they an S corp? Is it an LLC? What type of return did they file?
Do they flow through to their own income?
Yes.
Do they write 50,000 things off on their company, pay themselves a $10,000 salary? Yeah.
And if they do pay themselves a salary, that's fine. We can use the W-2 income, but guess what? We also have to use the write-off amount. So if they took a loss in the business, but they paid themselves a salary, the two can offset themselves. Anybody can take a W-2 client, pay stubs, W-2, plug it in, calculate the income. Where it gets a little tricky is when you have commission income, especially after COVID, limited work hours. What did 2020 look like for some of these? K1s.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that go into income calculation, which this is why I can't speak for everybody, but I try to help the newer guys in the business, saying, take your time doing the pre-qual. Yep. What's the worst thing that you can do as a lender is put a buyer in the car with Brendan King that can't buy the house that they go look at, because you're never going to give us another shot. So it might, the self-employed got to get all the documentation up front, go through it. You might, maybe. Things happen.
It depends on how you do in the golf tournament.
We've had some good deals, though. We've had some funny ones.
Yeah, that'll leave
maybe another episode, right?
And that's a good point, though. This situation was actually a scenario where someone was self-employed, writing off a lot of their income, and we got it done.
Yep.
We did get it done after they took their time finally, and they listened and buckled down and understood what we were saying. That's a very good point, actually, because that one is exactly that situation.
Yes.
It's exactly that. So in the end, it just helps to get your pre-approval first, for the fact that then we can figure all this stuff out. You know what you're approved for, you know what your payments are, and we can get you in the right house for the right price per month that you want to spend.
One thing that's important to point out in the pre-qualification that I'd like to jump back to real quick, if we can, is
we're out of time.
We're out of time? Well, then our listeners aren't going to know what they need.
Go ahead.
The paperwork.
Yeah.
The paperwork is key. So 90% of the battles that we fight is just getting the documentation from the client. It's getting the right documentation uploaded the right way. We get so many emails that come through, and we have portals that you can literally just go in and upload the PDF in the portal.
And they are secure portals.
Yeah, they're secure.
Are they portals or portals?
Portals.
Right,
portals. You can call them portals.
I'll call them portals.
But
they're secure. I know a lot of people worry, am I submitting files to a public place? It's a secure place that they're submitting them to, right?
Correct.
So it's all within a secure portal.
Yeah, Pirtle.
And so they're able to actually keep everything from being like as to the best of their ability from being exposed to the public market.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a 64-bit encryption, I think. I'm not sure what it's called, but
I've seen a disclaimer on the bottom there. Yeah.
But it's just getting your documentation in order. You're going to need 2 years of W-2s. You're going to need 2 months bank statements, all pages. If the bank statement says page 1 of 6, make sure we have all 6, even if it's blank.
Which means 2,
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
6 is usually blank, but you got to have it.
But this is a common situation. You're right.
100%
People
is.
will submit the first page and they assume, hey, it's got the start and the end of the month, but it's actually not enough. They need all 6. If it's 1, then of 6, they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's right. Yeah. Technology nowadays, everything's accessible on the cell phone, right? It's the first place that everybody goes. Screenshot
galore, yeah.
Can't use it.
Unfortunately,
can't use it. We can dig into that stuff later, why. But getting the documentation, listening to your loan officer, what needs to be presented the right way, really helps out with the loan process. Because in this market right now, we don't have time. We're blown and going right out of the gate. We get that contract, it is off to the races. Appraisals, title, the business is inundated.
We just had another situation with and I guess we can jump to this just for the fact that I know this is one of the things we wanted to mention is big bank versus broker scenario where I have clients. Actually, Caroline just got back from showing them a house, and they had a big bank, to be unnamed, but you know who they are. There's only a few. And they told them that just to get...
Is this the one that starts with a W and then the second word starts with a...
Okay, it rhymes with Argo.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I've seen those trucks rolling around.
It rhymes with Bell's Argo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know
I'm
the one.
not going to say anything else because I don't want to say the name of the bank. But so they were... I think they told them 45 days just for underwriting.
45 days from an underwrite.
Yeah. Which is insane. Every seller and every listing agent is asking for a less than 28-day close sometimes.
Yep.
I don't know why I used the number 28. Usually 30-day close. But you guys are turning them around how quickly right now?
24 hours. So imagine that. 24 hours from submission to underwritten approval. We'll talk about what an underwritten approval means, but 24 hours from submission to underwritten approval.
If the right documentation is given,
yes,
like you mentioned. So if someone does not get the 24 hours, it's usually because of the fact they turn in page 1 of 6.
Correct.
Or they don't have their taxes or their pay stubs or any of that stuff, right?
That's correct, yes. So we'll make sure that we get the right documentation up front, get that full file together, get it in 24 hours. 45 days from the big guys. The credit unions are even longer. The credit unions are running 60 days right now for underwrites. That makes it virtually impossible to close an escrow in this market with any of the big banks or any of the credit unions. And by the way, our pricing, we will beat any big bank or credit union, guaranteed. Never lost a deal to them based on price. Why do consumers go to the bank? It makes sense.
Yeah.
They have my money.
It's where their money is.
Yeah.
It's where they deposit their checks. They've known Shirley at the front desk for 10 years. Like,
that's right.
All these things that are not the reason why you should go with them. It's nice. It feels warm and cozy, but it's not what they do every day.
Exactly.
They do many things. It's like going to like one shop does all type of thing, or going to a specialty shop. And tell me if I'm wrong, that's what the difference is. Like for you guys, you're mortgage brokers. That's what you do. A bank does everything, like
commercial loans, car loans, everything.
And not even just loans. They have everything you can need or want in a bank. So there is nobody really specializing, where in your case, you guys specialize in mortgages.
Well, that brings up the point of, if you don't fit in that little box that Chase wants you to fit in, you're not getting a loan.
Let's not say the name.
I'm sorry.
Mace.
I got it. So if you don't fit in that little box, because they have a particular set of programs, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what they're comfortable lending on.
And they're just checking boxes.
If you don't check the box, one box is off, it's game over. A mortgage broker, we may have 18 national lenders that we can go to, and those programs are specifically designed for home buyers.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's a really good point. They're doing commercial loans, car loans. They're opening investment accounts, checking accounts, savings accounts, business accounts. We're writing mortgages. That's it. That's all we do every single day is write mortgages. We have all these programs covered. And a lot of our programs are designed specifically to fill a gap that those guys can't touch.
Is it Louis Vuitton or is it Target? You know what I mean? Like, if you want a million things, you go there because you can get a good deal. You have a lot of options. You can shop fast. But in this situation, you want one thing, and you guys know your stuff, and you can tell them what they need to do to help them get approved, especially sometimes in a situation where, like you said, that big bank may turn them down, or turn them down only for the fact that they didn't check a box that they could have if they asked the right question.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. They don't take the time to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So these high net worth clients that have private banking relationships, now there are some advantages that they can do that we don't have access to, but we fix a lot of deals that get turned down by a private banking. You have to talk to the client. They're really upset. You know, I have X amount of dollars with these guys. I can't believe they denied me. Well, they denied you for this reason, where that reason for us is okay. And that's the whole point of why you should consider using a mortgage broker over your big. I'm not saying every time. Shop them both.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the quote. Too. Yeah, see what it comes out at.
I tell them to go to their own bank too, but usually, like a high majority of the time, you guys can beat them.
Absolutely.
And especially on timing. And in a market when you're a buyer and you are trying on 10 different offers over and over again, having that ability to do the shorter timing and be able to shorten all those contingencies, appraisal, the loan contingency, and the ability to close in 30 days, that is huge for a listing agent. And being able to tie somebody in on the email like we did this morning. I feel like I called Joey last night at like 10 o'clock. I feel like I interrupt this guy's life all day, every day. I think I was like, I'm calling Joey.
That's important too, though.
Well, yeah, another good point. I think I've talked to you probably 20 times this week, if not more. And, you know, we all answer each other's phones because we know that our timing is important for our clients. And that's a good point. Again, if someone's at Mel's Cargo, there's a good chance after 5 they're not going to answer the phone.
There's 100% chance after 5 they're not answering the phone. Yeah, and that's really important. Not all mortgage brokers work around the clock.
Yeah,
my team does. So if you need us on the weekend, we're going to be there. If your agents are at an open house, they need a pre-approval letter to submit an offer on a Saturday at 6 o'clock. They're going to get that letter by 6:10.
I think you've literally sent me pre-approvals at all hours of the day. Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. Tonight at the Golden Knights game, I will answer if you call.
Are you going to the game tonight?
Maybe. I am. I just bought tickets.
Unbelievable. I got mine free, but.
So I think, I did not. So honestly, we're going to do this frequently. The big thing is that we're just trying to make sure we get questions answered. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment. This will be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the above. So either message us or comment, and Joey would be happy to get any questions answered. Is there anything else you have to mention, Joey?
I don't think so. Just give us a shot. We have great programs. We have amazing processing. We have 3 processors dedicated, 2 loan officer assistants, 10 LOs. So we've got you covered.
You've grown so much.
Yeah, it could be a personality match, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we put the women with Chad. You know, they like him.
Yeah.
But
he's saying this because Chad's sitting.
I'm just saying that because Chad's sitting over there. But yeah, it's an exciting time, exciting market. The programs are just getting better and better every day.
If the girls need a lender that looks like a prince, they have Chad at Streamline.
Oh, Chad over there, Streamline Chad. The only thing that we need about 5,000 more appraisers in this market, then we'd be all set.
That is true. That's definitely true. So in a crazy market, obviously a good lender is important. A good agent is important. feel free to reach out to either of us. We'll put Joey's information, of course, in the notes. But thanks for joining me, man.
Appreciate you having me.
For sure.
You guys are rock
Let's
stars.
kill that golf tournament. I will be the weakest link out of the 4 of us, so hopefully you can carry me.
I'm calling this out right now. Jonathan Jacobs, if you're watching, if you're listening, I guarantee that our team beats you by a minimum of 7 strokes. Minimum 7 strokes.
We have a golf tournament coming up, so we're a little competitive. But
that's right.
Either way, thanks for checking this out. If you guys have any other questions, obviously feel free to message us. Have a good one.
Thank you.